Hey everybody, and welcome back to Avery Knows Ball. This week we are breaking down the week's biggest NFL rumors. Ball knowledge is your source of truth in a league full of speculation. What separates real insight from Twitter noise, Twitter fingers? Well, in a league where millions of dollars in futures and fan happiness hangs on every decision, rumors spread faster than a CD Lamb deep route. But not all speculation is created equal, you guys. This week, three major rumors have dominated NFL circles, each deserving serious analysis beyond the surface level takes that flood our timeline. So here we're going to separate fact from fiction, and we're going to examine these stories and what they really mean for the NFL landscape. This one's juicy. JJ McCarthy. The rumor is that his injury is actually a benching in disguise by the Vikings, and the rumor mill is churning with whispers that the Minnesota Vikings are secretly benching JJ McCarthy while using his ankle injury as cover. Some media members, including Star Tribune's Michael Rand, have openly suggested that this is a soft benching rather than a legitimate medical issue. So that theory goes that basically McCarthy's struggles, ranking 32nd out of 33 quarterbacks in ESPN's QBR through 2 games, forced the organization's hands. But here's why this rumor is absolutely false, and the Vikings are genuinely protecting their investment. McCarthy's ankle injury occurred during a very specific play in the third quarter last week against the Falcons when Caden Ellis tackled him from behind after a 16-yard scramble. Here's the thing. Head coach Kevin O'Connell explicitly stated that the decision was purely medical-based and called the injury news crushing. This is not the language of a coach orchestrating a performance-based benching. The Vikings' approach mirrors successful quarterback development that we've seen across the league, you guys. This isn't the first time. Remember when the Chargers handled Justin Herbert's early career and how the Chiefs managed Patrick Mahomes' rookie season? Elite organizations, they don't panic after 2 games with a quarterback that they invested the 10th overall pick in. This is McCarthy, you guys. He missed his entire rookie season due to a knee injury, making 2025 essentially a development growth year. So anything beyond that is an extra win. Consider the broader context here. When Minnesota committed significant resources to McCarthy, trading up to select him, and this is obviously like building their offensive infrastructure, benching on his eventual success. So the team signed Carson Wentz specifically as a bridge option, understanding that JJ would need time. And Coach O'Connell, he spent allegedly weekly one-on-one sessions with McCarthy throughout his injured rookie season. So this is showing that the organization is committed long-term to this guy. The Vikings are playing the long game here, just like the Packers did with Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre, or how the Chiefs developed Mahomes behind Alex Smith. They're not hiding a benching. They're genuinely protecting a quarterback whose development timeline was already compromised by injury. This is a franchise quarterback management, step 101. This is not an organizational deception. To me, this is a rumor that needs to be squashed immediately, although juicy. Rumor number 2, the Bengals Giants. Jameis Winston. He is the man on Twitter right now that everybody is talking about. There are rumors that the Bengals and the Giants are in talks to trade Jameis Winston. And these rumors are gaining steam now, with Joe Burrow facing 3 months on the sideline due to a toe injury. Cincinnati, they desperately need quarterback depth beyond Jake Browning. And enter the Jameis Winston trade, linking the Giants' third-string quarterback to the Bengals in what could potentially be a mutually beneficial deal. This rumor to me has legitimate legs, and here's why it could absolutely happen. So Jameis, he finds himself in quarterback purgatory here with the Giants, despite signing a 2-year, $8 million deal. He's absolutely buried behind Russell Wilson and even rookie Jackson Dart on the depth chart, you guys. The Giants have made it clear that if Wilson struggles, they are more likely to turn to Jackson Dart than Winston. For a former first overall pick, I believe, with starting experience, this is not an ideal situation for him. He's a big personality. He's ready to be out there winning games. Whether you like him or not, I think he's an incredible person. And this is somebody who is not going to be content sitting in third string. So Winston, he threw for 497 yards and 4 touchdowns in a single game last season with Cleveland. So obviously he's got the big playability. Cincinnati's explosive offense could maximize on this. And from the Bengals' perspective, to me, this trade is going to solve their biggest weakness. Browning showed that he can manage games during his 2023 stint. He had a 4-3 record when Joe Burrow was injured last time. But the Bengals' defense a little suspect. They are they rank among the league's worst units, and they need a quarterback. Absolutely need a quarterback capable of shootout, clutch performances, not just game management. So Winston's aggressive, risky downfield throwing style combined with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, nightmare matchup for opposing secondaries. And the Giants' reluctance earlier this summer was reflected by their GM, Brandon Brown. He said Jameis is a New York Giant in August. Is he? I don't know. Teams always denied trade interest until deals materialize. And with Dart's impressive performance in the preseason, the organization's preference is pretty set in stone publicly for their rookie quarterback. Winston has unfortunately become expendable within this specific organization. The compensation likely lands around a 5th or 6th round pick, fair value for both sides. Cincinnati gets an immediate lift and New York adds draft capital, clears a draft spot. This trade makes too much sense not to happen to me. It's a win for everybody involved, and that's what makes it juicy. Rumor number 3, Shedeur Sanders blocked his Ravens draft selection. Now, this is the most intriguing rumor to me because obviously it involves Sanders allegedly refusing to be drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, despite their intentions to select him with the 141st overall pick in the 5th round. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that Sanders' camp communicated he didn't want to compete for backup duties behind two-time MVP Lamar Jackson, who can blame him, preferring a situation with greater starting potential. To me, this rumor is absolutely true, and it fits a historical pattern of savvy draft maneuvering, which is absolutely crucial to be an NFL star or to have a team on your camp that can do that for you. The precedent for draft manipulation runs deep in NFL history. John Elway famously refused to play for the Baltimore Colts in 1983, and he threatened to play baseball instead, so that forced a trade where he won 2 Super Bowls in Denver. Eli Manning also did this. He refused to sign with the San Diego Chargers in 2004, and he orchestrated a draft day trade to the Giants where he went on to win 2 Super Bowl titles. Lastly, Bo Jackson took a very extreme approach in 1986. He didn't want to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after the Buccaneers misled him about some NC2A visit that cost him his college baseball eligibility. So Jackson, he sat out the entire season playing baseball before re-entering the draft and joining the Raiders. So Sanders, to me, this mirrors just playing the game behind the game. And at 22 years old with legitimate NFL talent, why would he accept a situation, I don't know, when he wouldn't see meaningful playing time for years? And the Ravens depth chart, it's not offering a realistic path to the field, especially with Cooper Rush signed as the backup. Cleveland presented a different opportunity structure, and that's just good game management. And while Sanders, yes, he's 3rd right now on the Browns depth chart behind Flacco and Gabriel. Flacco's 40, and he's a legend, and he is a short-term solution right now. He's not going to be in the decade for league. So to me, Sanders is geniusly calculating that, okay, Cleveland offered me a better long-term starting potential than Baltimore's locked-in situation. And the Ravens' 5th round evaluation also reveals that the league-wide skepticism about Sanders' draft. And to me, I don't like this part of it. His fall from the potential 1st round pick to the 5th round selection obviously suggests that the rumor mill had gotten way ahead of it and concerns about his pro readiness were on the table here. So Sanders' camp likely realized this, and they were like, okay, let's maximize where he goes while he still has some leverage. And this strategic draft manipulation just shows football intelligence that's not only beyond his years, but also very needed to be a successful player. So to me, this is not a knock on him. This is just him understanding the game, his team understanding the game, and looking at the best possible scenario for himself and for the teams that take him on. Sanders, he obviously understands that rookie contracts offer very, very limited flexibility, having your starting team be a pretty crucial area for career development. So rather than accepting that he's going to have a guaranteed backup role, he just maneuvered the situation with a clear upside potential, as any of us would. So to me, that rumor is probably true, and it's not as juicy as the media wants to make it out to be, because it's just smart football. These three stories reveal deeper truths about the modern NFL roster construction game and player empowerment. The McCarthy situation, to me, shows how rebuilding franchises and balancing immediate competitive pressure with long-term development timelines can be a challenge. And organizations, they have to resist the short-term panic. And they also have to manage fan, media, player expectations around high draft picks. And the Winston trade also speculates how the Winston trade speculation, highlights just like how quickly the NFL situations can shift. And a player who seemed secure in August becomes expendable by September if a circumstance change. And it also kind of shows me how a backup quarterback's player's value can rise and fall very quickly based on factors that are not all on him. And that is the beauty and the fun of the game to me. I don't know, it can be based on health and starter health and team needs. So back to Sanders, his draft maneuvering shows me the evolution of player agency, which is nothing but a positive thing. Trust me on this. Modern prospects increasingly understand, and they will have to, that they can influence their destinations through strategic team management. And when I say team, I mean internal team, their team, and communication, even in the later rounds. So this to me is going to probably accelerate as a trend where players are recognizing the career benefits of optimal landing spots after the draft. And the league's quarterback landscape is so volatile, you guys. Even just last week with injuries, with 5 already starting quarterbacks injured in 2 weeks. I don't know, Brock Purdy, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields, the roster depth and the development pipelines, those matter more than ever, more than traditional depth chart positioning. I can say that for sure. And these rumors, they reflect the NFL's information ecosystem where legitimate reporting mixed with speculation and agenda-driven reporting, these narratives are hard to navigate, and that's what I'm here to do with you. And the McCarthy benching theory gains traction because it fits conveniently with storylines about struggling rookies. So we have to think about, where is this coming from? That makes sense. The Winston trade, it makes sense because it addresses obvious roster construction issues with their top of the news cycle. And the Sanders story, it resonates with everybody because it follows established historical patterns, and Sanders is the talk of the town. He has been since he entered the draft. And that does mean that these rumors gain extra traction, but that's why we have this show. We need to talk about these rumors. We need to examine organizational incentives, history, basic football logic, really. So we look at these things and we think a little deeper. The Vikings gain absolutely nothing by misleading fans that JJ McCarthy is soft benched. So we look at these rumors and we try to understand, where do they come from? Why are they being spread in each particular outlet? And what do we really think of them? So that's what I'm here to do with you. I hope that you can take these rumors and conclude what you will from them, and we'll see how things play out. But regardless, it's important to be breaking down what everybody's talking about, because not only is misinformation troublesome, but it also can be an unfair reflection of a team or a player's strategy and hard work. So I'm glad we got to break down those rumors. There will be more. Probably by the time this video comes out, there are more rumors to break down, but these are the 3 most important ones to me that really emphasize the state of the union, if you will, with the NFL. So thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to watch alongside you this weekend. We have some really great games coming up. Let's see if any of the teams in the NFL are able to remain undefeated in week 3. All right, you guys, have a safe, healthy week, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Bye.